Me, 28, software developer, single for about a year. Back on dating apps after taking a break. Match with this girl on Hinge. Her name's Sophie, 26, works in marketing. Profile is interesting. Photos show her at protests, art galleries, coffee shops. Bio says, feminist but not the annoying kind. Can actually take a joke. Intrigued by that qualifier. Not the annoying kind. Famous last words. We chat for a few days. Conversation flows well. She's funny, smart, references I get. Ask her out for coffee. I'd love to. Fair warning though. I'm very opinionated. But I'm not like other feminists. I can actually have reasonable conversations. There it is again. Red flag? Green flag? Yellow flag? Don't know yet. Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Agree to meet Saturday at 2 p.m. Local coffee shop downtown. Arrive 5 minutes early. She's already there. Looks like her photos. That's always a plus. Wearing vintage band tee, high-waisted jeans. Nose ring. Lots of rings on her fingers. Aesthetic is very. I shop at thrift stores on purpose. Walk over, she stands up. Hey, you're mad. That's me. Sophie. Yep. Should we order? Get in line. She's friendly, good energy. We order. She gets an oat milk latte. I get regular coffee. Sit down at a corner table. Start with normal first date stuff. So, marketing, how's that going? It's fine, kind of soul-crushing, but pays the bills. The company I work for is pretty corporate, very male-dominated. 2 minutes in, and we're already on gender. Noted. That must be challenging. Oh, it is. The microaggressions are constant. Like what? Like last week, my boss interrupted me in a meeting, then repeated my exact idea 5 minutes later, and everyone acted like he was a genius. That does suck. That's frustrating, right? But that's the patriarchy for you. Always taking credit for women's labor. Patriarchy mentioned at minute 4. Taking mental notes. Do you call it out when it happens? I try, but then I'm the difficult one. The angry feminist who can't take a joke. Even though I'm totally not like that. Third time she said she's not like other feminists. Methinks the lady doth protest too much. What do you mean not like that? She leans forward. I just mean I'm reasonable, you know? I don't think all men are trash. I can see nuance. I'm not one of those feminists who makes everything about gender. Literally made her job about gender within 2 minutes. But okay. That's good. I appreciate nuance. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Most feminists are so extreme. They can't have normal conversations. Everything's problematic. Everything's oppression. I'm not like that. She sips her oat milk latte. So anyway, what do you do? Software development. Oh, nice. What kind? Back-end systems, database architecture, that kind of thing. Cool. Is your field diverse? Not really, mostly men. See, that's the problem. STEM fields are so exclusionary to women. It's by design, you know. Back to gender. That was fast. I think it's getting better, slowly. Not fast enough, though. The pipeline is still broken. Women are discouraged from STEM from childhood. Given dolls instead of Legos. Told they're not good at math. It's systemic. She's not wrong. But also we've been here 10 minutes. Yeah, there's definitely work to be done. But like I said, I'm seeing more women entering tech. Which is great. Sure, but it shouldn't be celebrated as progress. When we're still at like 20% representation. That's not progress. That's a failing grade. Can't disagree with the math. But the intensity is ramping up. Fair point. Try to change subjects. So what do you do for fun? Lots of stuff. I'm really into art. Specifically feminist art. Challenging the male gaze through visual media. Of course. That sounds interesting. It is. There's this gallery downtown. They had this exhibit about body autonomy. Really powerful stuff. The artist was making a statement about how women's bodies are policed. By men, by society, by medical institutions. 20 minutes in. Everything circles back. Try again. Do you watch any shows? Not really into TV. Most media is so male-dominated. Written by men, directed by men, for men. The Bechdel test exists for a reason. The Bechdel test mentioned. Clock it at minute 22. There are some shows with good female representation. Sure, But even those are usually filtered through a male lens. Like, they're allowed to exist because they're still palatable to men. True feminist media doesn't get mainstream attention. Everything is a gender analysis. Everything. What about hobbies? I ask desperate. I do a lot of activism. Protests, mutual aid, community organizing. It's important work. That's admirable. Someone has to fight the system, right? We can't just sit back and accept oppression. She's getting more animated. Like, I went to this protest last month against the new abortion restrictions, and the amount of men who showed up just to harass us, to tell us what to do with our bodies. It was infuriating. She's ranting now. Full steam. I'm just nodding, trying to find an opening. That sounds intense. It was, but that's what I mean. I'm not extreme or anything. I just care about justice. Most feminists are so militant they alienate people. I try to be more approachable, says the person who's been lecturing for 25 minutes, without asking me a single question about myself, except my job, which became about gender immediately. What kind of movies do you like? I try. Maybe media is safer than real-life topics. Ugh, don't get me started on Hollywood. The sexism is so blatant. Women are either sex objects or plot devices. The male fantasy is so obvious in every frame. Nope, media is not safer. There are some good female directors, though. Sure, but they have to fight so hard for funding, while mediocre men get unlimited budgets. It's about access to resources, which is controlled by men, which perpetuates male narratives, which reinforces patriarchal structures. She's on a roll. Can't stop her now. And don't even get me started on the pay gap in Hollywood. Actresses making millions less than actors for the same work. Actually, sometimes more work because they have to be perfect, while men can just show up looking like they rolled out of bed. 35 minutes of feminist analysis. Check my coffee. It's gone. Been sipping to have something to do. Want another coffee? She asks. Sure. She gets up to order. Pull out my phone. Text my friend Jason. Send help. Him. Bad date. Me. She said she's not like other feminists. Him. Oh no. Me. Everything is about patriarchy. Him. Abort mission. Me. Too polite to leave. Him. R.I.P. Put phone away. She's coming back with coffees. She paid. That's nice at least. Sit back down. So where were we? Movies, I think. Right? So there's this filmmaker I love. She does documentary work about women's issues. Really raw, unflinching stuff. Shows the reality of being a woman in modern society. Describes a documentary about reproductive rights. For 15 minutes. In detail. Shot by shot. Then transitions to talking about menstrual equity. Did you know tampons are taxed as luxury items? Luxury. Like having a period is a choice. It's just another way the system punishes women. For having bodies. She's passionate. I'll give her that. But this is a monologue, not a conversation. That does seem unfair, I manage. It is. And it's because men control legislation. Men who don't have periods. Making laws about periods. It's absurd. But that's the patriarchy for you. Patriarchy count. 6. I'm keeping track now. Have to entertain myself somehow. What about sports? I ask. Surely sports are safe. Oh God, women's sports are so underfunded. The pay disparity is criminal. Female athletes work just as hard. Actually harder because they have to fight for recognition. But they get fraction of the attention and money. Because society doesn't value women's achievements. Sports are not safe. Nothing is safe. Everything is gender. We've been here an hour now. She has not asked me about my hobbies, my interests, my family, my life goals, anything about me beyond my job, which immediately became about gender representation. Do you have any siblings? I try. Maybe family is neutral. Yeah, a younger sister. She's in college right now, studying engineering. That's cool. It is, but she deals with so much sexism. Professors who dismiss her. Study groups that exclude her. The boys' club mentality. I'm always telling her to document everything, in case she needs to file complaints. Can't just be my sisters in engineering. Has to be a gender struggle. Sounds like she's resilient. She has to be. Women have to be twice as good to get half the recognition. That's just reality. She checks her phone. Oh wow, we've been here over an hour. Time flies. Does it though? Yeah, it's been informative, right? I feel like we've had such a good conversation. You're really easy to talk to. I've said maybe 15 sentences. She's been talking nonstop. You don't talk much though, she observes. Just letting you share your thoughts. That's nice. A lot of guys try to dominate conversations. Mansplaining, talking over you. You're not like that. I literally can't get a word in. But sure, I try to listen. See, that's what I appreciate. A man who actually listens to women. So many men just wait for their turn to talk. They don't actually hear what you're saying. The irony. It's so thick. Do you want to walk around? She suggests. There's a park nearby. Should say no. Should end this. But morbid curiosity has taken over. Want to see how long this can go? Sure, let's walk. Leave the coffee shop. Head to the park 2 blocks away. It's a nice day. Trees, people jogging, dogs playing. I love this park, she says. Even though it's named after some old dead white guy. They should rename it after a woman. Someone who actually contributed to the community. Can't even enjoy the park. Walk in silence for maybe 30 seconds. She breaks it. So, I was reading this article about emotional labor. Oh no. Women do so much emotional labor for men. Managing their feelings, supporting them, basically being free therapists. And it's never acknowledged. Men just expect it. Hour and 20 minutes. New topic, emotional labor. That's an interesting point. It is. And it's exhausting. I've had so many boyfriends who just dumped all their problems on me. Expected me to fix them, but never reciprocated. Never asked how I was doing. Never supported me emotionally. She's on this for 10 minutes. Talking about her exes. How they were emotionally unavailable. How she had to do all the work. How exhausting it was. Zero self-awareness that she hasn't asked how I'm doing. Not once. In 90 minutes. Anyway, that's why I'm very careful now. About who I date. I need someone who's emotionally mature. Who can handle deep conversations. Who understands gender dynamics. Look at her. She's completely serious. Makes sense, right? Like, I'm not asking for much. Just basic emotional intelligence. And an understanding of feminism. Not like expert level. Just aware. Not one of those guys who thinks feminism is about hating men. She laughs. I've dated those guys. They're the worst. Always getting defensive. Taking everything personally. Can't handle any criticism. Describes her last boyfriend, who apparently couldn't handle her passion for justice. He said I made everything about gender, which is ridiculous. I don't make everything about gender. I just notice patterns. That's called being observant. Sure, Jan. We've circled the park. Been walking for 30 minutes. She's still talking. Now we're on workplace discrimination. Again. Different stories, same themes. Her boss. Her male co-workers. The microaggressions. The mansplaining. The interrupting. And the thing is, I'm really good at my job, but I don't get the recognition. Because I'm a woman. If I was a man with my skills, I'd be director level by now. 2 hours. We've been on this date for 2 hours. I've learned everything about her opinions. Nothing about her as a person. What makes her happy? What makes her laugh? What she dreams about? Just grievances and analyses. All valid probably, but exhausting. I should probably head out. I say finally. Oh, already? We were having such a good time. Yeah, I have some work to catch up on. On a Saturday? Yeah, project deadline. It's a lie. I just need to leave before I lose my mind. That's too bad. We should do this again. You're really easy to talk to. 4th time she said that. I've said maybe 50 sentences total. She said thousands. Sure, maybe. Great. I'll text you. We hug goodbye. It's awkward. Walk to my car. Sit there for a minute. Processing what just happened. Pull out phone. Jason, you alive? Me. Barely. Him that bad. Me. She talked for 2 hours straight. Everything was about feminism and patriarchy. Me. Everything. Him. But she said she wasn't like other feminists. Me. That's the best part. Me. She said it like 5 times. Me, while being exactly like the stereotype. Him, lack of self-awareness is amazing. Me, she said I'm a good listener. Me, because I couldn't get a word in. Him, are you seeing her again? Me, absolutely not. Drive home. Think about the date. She wasn't mean, wasn't rude, just completely self-absorbed. Thought she was having a great conversation because she was talking and I was present. That counted as connection to her. That night, she texts, "Had such a great time today. You're really different from other guys. Most men can't handle intelligent conversation, but you really listened. We should definitely do this again soon." The irony is painful. She thinks I'm different because I let her monologue at me. Most guys probably tried to participate, and she labeled them as mansplaining, or interrupting, or not listening, when really they were just trying to have a conversation. Text back, "Thanks, I had a nice time, but I don't think we're a great match. I think we're looking for different things." She responds immediately, "Oh, okay. Can I ask why?" Debate being honest. Decide against it. Just a feeling, sorry. That's fine. Your loss, honestly. I'm a catch. There it is. The defensiveness. I'm sure you are, just not the right fit for me. Whatever. Typical man. Can't handle a strong woman. And there's the turn. From "you're so understanding" to typical man. In 30 seconds. Good luck with everything. Don't respond after that. Block her number. Delete the match. Done. Tell Jason about it later. She called you a typical man after saying you were different from other guys? In the same conversation? Yeah, that's wild. The cognitive dissonance. Tell me about it. Did she really not see it? See what? That she was exactly what she said she wasn't. Not even a little bit. Think about it. I don't think she could see it. She's so convinced she's reasonable. That everyone else is the problem. Never her. Jason laughs. The not like other girls of feminism. Exactly. Says she's different while doing the exact same thing. Zero self-awareness. Week later, see she's updated her dating profile. Changed the bio. Feminist. Looking for someone who can handle real conversations. No fragile masculinity, please. If you can't discuss patriarchy, swipe left. She's leaned into it. Dropped the not like other feminists angle. Now she's just openly that person. Respect the honesty at least. Month later, friend shows me her Instagram. She's posted about the date. Not naming me, but clearly about me. Went on a date with a guy who seemed promising. Said all the right things at first, but ultimately couldn't handle my passion for justice. Another man threatened by intelligent women. Still looking for someone secure enough to be with a feminist. Comments are all supportive. Men are so fragile. You deserve better, queen. His loss. No one's asking her side of the story. No one's questioning her narrative. She's created this echo chamber where she's always the victim, always right, always let down by inadequate men, never considering that maybe, just maybe, she's the common denominator. Another month passes. Run into her at a bookstore. She's in the gender studies section. Of course. She sees me. I see her. Both freeze. She looks away first. Keeps browsing. I grab my book and leave. Neither of us acknowledges the other. Too awkward. Later that day, mutual friend reaches out. "Hey, Sophie said she saw you." "Yeah, at the bookstore. She said you ignored her." We both ignored each other. She seemed upset about it. "Okay. Did something happen between you two?" Sigh. We went on one date. She talked to me for 2 hours. About nothing but feminism and patriarchy. Never asked me a single question about myself. Oh, yeah, that sounds like Sophie, honestly. She does that. Yeah, she's very passionate. Sometimes it's a lot. Validation. Thanks for being honest. No problem. For what it's worth, she thinks you're closed-minded. I'm sure she does. That's it. End of the Sophie saga. Never saw her again. But think about that date sometimes. How someone can be so convinced they're different, while being exactly the same. How they can claim to want conversation, while only wanting an audience. How they can say they're reasonable, while being anything but. Be me, 2 years later. Dating someone new. First date at a coffee shop. She asks about my work. I tell her. Then I ask about hers. She tells me. Back and forth. Actual conversation. No patriarchy mentioned. No gender analysis of everything. Just two people getting to know each other. Walk around after. She asks about my hobbies. I ask about hers. We find common interests. Make each other laugh. 2 hours fly by. Because we're both engaged. Both participating. Both interested in each other. I had a really nice time, she says. Me too. Want to do this again? Definitely. Drive home happy. Think about the difference between someone who wants connection and someone who wants an audience. Sophie wanted an audience. Wanted someone to nod along. Validate her worldview. Never challenge her. Never disagree. Just exist as a sounding board. That's not a relationship. That's a captive audience. MFW, she said she's not like other feminists. MFW, she proceeded to be exactly like the stereotype. MFW, she talked for 2 hours without a single question about me. MFW, she called me a good listener when I just couldn't interrupt. MFW, she blamed me for the bad date when she monologued the entire time. MFW zero self-awareness is a hell of a drug. Learned valuable lesson. When someone says, I'm not like other X, they're exactly like other X, but with less self-awareness. Run from that. Run fast. Your ears will thank you.